you're going to be tuning into this weekend's fight, here's a tip. Check out my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Upgrade your fight experience this weekend with the official sports betting partner of UFC. Are you new to DraftKings? Check this out. New customers that bet just $5 will instantly get $150 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code SONNEN. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings is giving new customers a shot to get in on the action all night long. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy where you have the chance to win cash prizes. Don't miss out on all the action this week at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app today. Sign up using dkng.co/Sonnen or through my promo code SONNEN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor. I, of course, don't know how this is going to fall. I am quite confident Conor McGregor fights Michael Chandler in December or January, or Conor McGregor does not fight again. But who am I to say that? Like, I'm not giving you inside information. I'm just sharing with you, that's what I believe. There's a date open in December. There's a new venue being played in January that hasn't been announced to you guys yet. When you play a new venue, you want to bring in a big hype and you want to sell it out. Like, I'm just sharing that would be the direction I believe they're going in. You can either pull it off or not, right? I mean, you can either push through a pinky toe or you can't. It's one of these things. And it's going to be a case study, though. You know, I look at those fights very differently. The things that I find interesting about those fights is largely how they're built. I find the gate interesting. I find if you're going to sell out, how far in advance did you sell out? I find what did the poster look like? I find what did this guy say to get the fight? There's a way that you pick a fight. There's a way that you promote a fight. I'm just sharing with you that I look at those a little bit differently than just the X's and O's of the punches and kicks. To me, I'm a fan of that. And the way that Michael Chandler is playing this, I mean, this has never been done. There's not like a blueprint where you go, okay, Michael, this happened in 1979 with Sugar Ray Robinson, and he was getting ready to take on, like, this has never been done. There has never been a fight that's been announced and has been drug out this far. There has never been a fight that we have tried to hold together even a fraction of as much as this one, which does not represent a title. It does not represent a contendership. It doesn't even represent a ranking. As a matter of fact, it's not even being done at their weight class. Like, I mean, there's nothing on this. It's like principle at this point. Why are we fighting? We're going to fight because you apparently don't want to. That's why we're going to fight. Well, where are we going to fight? Anywhere you want. Well, weight class. Anywhere you want. I'm not letting you out of this. This is principle. Well, I'm not ranked and the paycheck's not any bigger. And I mean, it's one of these things, and I don't care. It's still you. It's one of these. Why are we fighting? Just because. Like, there's no greater storyline. And I share that because of the efforts to maintain the fight. We've just never seen something like this. And there is a battle going on right now, right? The battle is for Michael Chandler to get him to the cage. And Michael Chandler is having to play chess at a very high level with the chess master. And frankly, I feel like Chandler's holding his own. And Chandler just put out an interview. And it's the first time ever that Chandler began to look or speak in the direction of something that was not Conor McGregor. Now, I would never underestimate the brilliance of Michael Chandler. I feel that people have underestimated Michael Chandler from the day he stepped in there at 24 years old with Eddie Alvarez and put on the Fight of the Year. It actually won the award. It won the Fighters Only Award for fighting this 24-year-old kid. Right, fighting Eddie Alvarez. People have been underestimating him. But I also could be wrong to overestimate what happened. Like, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Okay, Michael Chandler goes, he does an interview, in his first ever interview where he begins talking about other opponents. And he mentioned Charles Oliveira. He mentioned Dustin Poirier's name. And where I found the brilliance, whether it was an intentional or not, is how incredibly uninterested I am in seeing him fight Charles Oliveira or Dustin Poirier. As a matter of fact, and I don't mean to discount that or that I think it would be a good contest, it's just I've seen them. Like, I want some parity. If I haven't seen Michael Chandler fight in 2 years, and this guy's the top draw, I very much want to see him with somebody new. Of course I do. And I'm just wondering if that was the competitor in him starting to line something up, looking who's available, knowing, hey, that's a big fight. Dustin Poirier's only got one left. He's made that very clear. To be that one, I'm wondering. Or did he purposely mention matches that we don't want to see as a way of strengthening his case for Conor? I mean, if I have those 3 options out there, like, they're not remotely close. I've seen him fight Dustin. I don't have to wonder. I've seen him fight Charles. I don't have to wonder. I would understand where he as a competitor would like to get those back, but as a fan, I don't have to wonder about those. So, was this strategy? Was he plotting? Was he working? I mean, this is a game of manipulation to a very interesting level. He also called out 2 guys who, if I'm acting like I'm throwing water on the spark of this idea, right? Like, I'm raining on the parade, as they say. But imagine if I'm doing that, and I realize I am to a degree. Those guys got fire hoses. They don't have any interest in fighting Michael Chandler. Why would Dustin Poirier possibly want to fight Michael Chandler for his last ever fight? I mean, why would he possibly want to do that? Very different story had they not competed. I'm not arguing those aren't 2 stars. It's a main event where they fight. Why would he want to fight him? What interest would Charles Oliveira have in fighting him? And for what? And by the way, aren't you a 70-pounder for the last 2 years? I've been reading that you're going to fight at 170. Like, it just creates for a very unique situation where the name that's jumping off the page without question is Conor McGregor. Now, that's not always just because Conor's the biggest star. Like, if you put Chandler and Paddy the Baddy together, I get it. I'm into it. But that isn't the direction that he went. And I do feel that Chandler is going to get the Conor fight. And I do feel that Chandler knows something or believes that he knows something that hasn't been revealed to the rest of us. And I think I'm real close. I think I'm real close with my prediction of that January-esque date. But the idea that Chandler would even flinch, would even slightly come off of the idea of Conor is something that just hasn't happened in 2 years. And the first time he does it, he calls out not just one guy, he mentions 2 guys. That I can all but assure you he's not going to get a fight with. Which brings him back to what he really wants with Conor. So, as I studied this situation, this was a great move. It was a really great move. And Mike, just tell me, Mike. Leave me a comment. I read the comment. Just tell me. Was this on purpose? Was this on purpose that you did this? Because it was very smart.